Hey everyone, it's Stephanie, Miss Back in Skinny Jeans, and I'm doing my first video at night. And I thought for the occasion I would sit in lotus position on the floor of my living room and be zen for a moment. But anyway, did you know I was at the gym today, and I go to Gold's Gym. But according to Gold's Gym, that the average American gains 8 pounds. 8 pounds over the holidays. So that's between now and New Year's, which is really 7 weeks. So in 7 weeks, most of us, the majority of us, will gain a little over a pound a week until we get to January. Now, that's quite a bit, that's quite a bit of weight. Now, some people will gain less and some people will gain a lot more, right? So, but why is that? Why is it that, literally, and it almost seems like it just sucks right on, right? It just happens. We just get fat, like, instantly over the holidays. So I have, a theory. It involves three components to it. So the first is that the obvious is there's just a plethora of food everywhere. I mean, between the parties, in our social circles, at work, our community events, we're going to parties like virtually every single night. And then there's, in the office too, right? And depending on what you do, I used to work in marketing, and man, the gifts from the advertisers or the ad agencies would come in, big baskets of candy, muffins, there's donuts, and then the company is like, we're having a big buffet, all you can eat, So then you have that at lunch and breakfast, and there's just food everywhere. And all the food is really very sugar-loaded, fat-loaded food, right? And we justify eating them because it's only once a year, like pumpkin pie with Cool Whip all over it, eggnog, and all the booze, right? Booze everywhere. And then there's Grandma's special candied yam recipe with the crunchy marshmallow top. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like every grandma or ma has some special recipe that she cooks on the holidays that you just gotta eat because it's once a year, right? And it's delicious. So calories just don't matter when it's, grandma or mom's thing. So, and then we go to the grocery store and there's samples everywhere, right? Because I know, like, when I go to Whole Foods, I gotta sample everything. I can't resist the little white cup, with a little spoon. Oh yeah, I'll have some, right? At Costco, the big warehouse sellers, there's food everywhere and you gotta try the samples. So we have all that, abundance of food around. And then that leads to the second thing, which is movement. So because it's getting colder, or it's raining, and we have daylight savings, we're not moving as much, right? And, we want to sit on the couch, or, because we're running to all these social events, we're just tired. And we just, between shopping and then going to, Christmas parties, and then, and then it's not even Christmas parties, you got, there's the other holidays too, right? There's Hanukkah, and then there's holiday, and then there's Kwanzaa, and, and all these different things. And then there's the mixed and blended families, right? Because of divorce. And then there's, friends and stuff, and all this, there's all this stuff going around, right? And so you're just busy, but, you get home and you're tired and you just want to sit, right? And then you're like, in the springtime, you'd have no problem going out and taking for a little walk, after dinner, but when it's cold and rainy outside, you're not going outside, you're going to cuddle up on the couch and watch, some CSI and cuddle with a bag of pirate booties, right? That sounds a lot more appealing. So we're not moving as much. And then the third thing is there is no other time of year that triggers more stress and emotional issues than this time of year, right? Because I know, like, I have, friends who just want to skate through the holidays. Like, can I just get through the gosh darn holidays? Because there's so much stress, there's so much pressure, and then the guilt. Oh, God, depending on your family, the guilt. How come you don't come visit me? Why didn't you give me this, right? And then there's the family events. This is my personal thing, is the family events, where there's some relatives you haven't seen for years, since last year or a couple years, and then they're just like, so when are you getting married? When are you having kids? What are you doing with your life? Where are you going? What are you buying a house? What are you doing? Why can't you be like your sister? Why can't you be like your brother? Why can't you, and it's just like, stop the insanity. Give me some booze. And that's another thing. There's booze everywhere. And, this stuff, tasty, loaded with calories. And it's easy to drink your calories in your drinks, right? And then, and then when, grandma and the aunties and uncles are all over your case about getting married and having kids and all that, that pumpkin pie with all the Cool Whip is looking really good. So yeah, we got all the emotional things. So combine the food, not moving a lot, and all the emotional things. Christmas just tends to be a time where, yeah, the weight will just, pop on real fast. And if you think about it, you only need 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So over a week, that's 500 calories extra a day. And over the holidays, between food and not exercising or moving, I won't even just say exercise, moving as much as you would do it during the spring or summer, the deficit, that $500 extra, you can, ring up really quickly, right? And so just look at, a couple cookies, and then not, and maybe 100 or 200 calories of not, as much walking, right? So, boom, there's 500 calories right there. And then on a weekend, forget it. In just one evening, you can like slam down 1,000 calories simple, right? Between the booze, the dinners, and dessert, right? Because you gotta have dessert. So, it's good to go to parties where there's going to be dancing, right? Make sure you get on the dance floor and move, because at least it's burning calories. But, hey, and if you go to parties Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, well, that's 3,000 calories in one weekend. That's almost a pound, right? So you can see how, it appears that weight just, just sticks on you. Like, I don't know what example, but, for me, it almost feels like someone just stuck the air hose in. It's like, it feels like that. So what I'm going to do between now and January, when we get to the, back in skinny jeans, popular time of year, New Year's resolution, when a lot of us have on that list, get back in the skinny jeans. Every week I'm going to do a video and kind of share some tips, some motivation, or just some simple, just chat on ways to help you minimize weight gain over the holidays. So, and I'm also going to be realistic. I'm not going to say, I'm going to help you gain no weight over the holidays, because that is actually not realistic. And, if you gain 1 to 5 pounds, that's really not a big deal. I mean, even if it's 5 pounds, you can get rid of it like that as soon as January comes, and all the frenzy and the stress is over, right? You get back to your normal routine, and a lot of that weight too will just naturally fall off, right? So I wouldn't worry about that much. But again, it's the holidays, and part of the fun of the holidays is partaking and enjoying, and yes, having grandma's, with the crunchy marshmallow topping with the yams. That's my favorite. Is to enjoy that stuff. But again, one of the key things to remember is balance. It's all about balance, and and doing some planning, right? And just being conscious of stuff too, right? So now, like walking into the holidays, what events will trigger like emotional things, right? Especially like family things. So, but if you walk in there more conscious about, okay, I'm not going to let this get to me, or I'm not going to let, what my aunt says to me or my stepmother say, whatever she says to me is not going to make me want to deal with it by go eating the whole gingerbread house. Okay. So those are just little things that can help you. And during the week, we'll just share and swap ideas, right? And so look for the little button too. I'll put a little button on the blog that says, tips for minimizing weight gain during the holidays, so you can have a quick, I need to go back. There's some good tip for the week that can help me. Okay? So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do every week until we get to January. All right, so see you guys. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next. I'll see you very soon, actually. Okay, bye.